Okay guys, so today we're going to be talking about the effects of incarceration on young adults. How many of you guys have been incarcerated before? Show of hands. That means you got arrested, maybe you went to HYCF. You got arrested before? Arrested only, but not incarcerated, right? Yeah, so now we have the way our system works is we try not to incarcerate juveniles, because what happens if you get incarcerated, bad stuff can happen to you being locked up. Right? So that's what we're going to talk about today, some of the long-term effects of incarceration and some of the risks associated with that. Why I want you guys to be aware of this, well, I spent a lot of time in my career trying to figure out why and how. And now that I understand that, I can move forward in a way to help you guys better. So how did this all happen to me? How do I have credibility talking about this topic? Well, I've been involved with juvenile justice for 25 years now. And back in the day, I had the most dangerous youth felon was one of my students. And I helped to rehabilitate and reform him. His name was Erik. So I had a pretty good job. I was making good money. I reformed one of the most dangerous youth felons in Hawaii history. And he went on later, a couple years down the road, made a bad choice one night and lost his life and died. At that point, we'd become friends, but I had to kind of relook at my career and where I wanted to take things and what I wanted to do so that I could make a bigger difference to help protect you guys from the dangers that are out there. Some of the major long-term effects that it'll have on you of being incarcerated if you guys do end up at HYCF is high levels of long-term trauma, right? Being away from your families. This is a big one too, falling behind in your educational opportunities, because while you guys are locked up, your peers are continuing to graduate from high school and finish school. Well, all that time that you're incarcerated, you guys are going to be falling behind. So even if you do get out and you get your act together, now you got to play catch up. And a huge percentage of kids who fall behind never get caught up. So those are the top two for me. Increased chance of recidivism. What that means is once you get arrested once, you go to jail, trying to get comfortable with that lifestyle, it's easy for it to happen again. So about 50% of kids who get arrested initially and end up in incarceration re-offend later on in their juvenile days, just because they got used to, oh, it wasn't that bad or whatever, they become comfortable with that lifestyle. Another negative effect is the stigma, right? Once you get known around town as a kid who was locked up, you know, people might not want to hire you to mow their yard or come into their home or be in their church group or be part of their community. So you have that stigma attached to you for a long time that you're a bad kid, right? Because you went to juvenile hall or HYCF. So we're going to try to make choices to help avoid that. And another big one here in academia is you become ungovernable as adults. You guys know what that means? Ungovernable. What does that mean? That means the same bad habits you have as a kid, getting in trouble, not listening to authority. If they don't fix that at a young age, as you become an adult, you become ungovernable. And where do you think that'll make you end up? Adult prison, right? So a lot of this is prevention. Another negative effect that you might not think about is you can get exposed to diseases in prison, HIV, hepatitis. There's a lot of communicable diseases that are in there, and you're going to be close quarters with people, and you could come out of there with something you didn't have. So those are the big reasons. What are some of the causes kids get incarcerated for? What do you guys think? Yeah. Fighting, right? Cutting class. Cutting class, truancy. Something. Yes, it's against the law. Yeah, it's against the law. Exactly. So there's a lot of reasons why you can initially get arrested, and then you get in the system, right? Well, then you don't comply with your terms of your probation, or you miss a court date or a meeting. Now you're starting to accumulate charges behind you that can end up elevating into serious charges that get you put away. So upwards of 90% of our kids incarcerated for two simple reasons. The first reason, they're raised in homes or environments that were loveless, largely due to poverty and drug and alcohol abuse. So I learned early on that just coming from that background, living in a violent household with drugs and alcohol and all that stuff, it's putting you at a disadvantage already. I came from that background. So I thought it was normal. It wasn't until later in life I realized growing up that that's not normal. And to be aware of it is very helpful for you guys to know that maybe that is your situation. And you can take steps in your life to avoid passing that legacy onto your kids. And that's the beauty about being a young person, having all these choices ahead of you. You guys can write your future from today on forward. Yeah? And what happened in the past doesn't matter as much. These circumstances lead you to seeking connections outside the home, which can often get them involved with groups with higher levels of risky behavior. Wanting to fit in, belong, initiates behavior patterns that will lead to arrest and eventual incarceration. What's that mean? That means when you don't have anything to do, you end up hanging around with the scrubs. Right? And what happens when you hang around with the scrubs and they get in trouble? You get in trouble too, right? But those behavior patterns come from home, from whatever's going on at home. It's carrying on into your life, but it's the beginning of what can carry on for the rest of your life if you're not careful. So, like I say, we're trying to educate you guys to make better choices, and that's what this program right here is designed to do. We're giving you guys an alternative for the stuff you guys like to do already that you might get really good at it and save it in mana. I've been training them since 10 years old. They're ready to become professional fighters and pursue a career in this, right? But they're 2 out of 1,000. So everybody has to find what your thing is, what you like and what you're good at, and then you got to get really good at it. Another initial cause of incarceration is delinquent children reported as abuse or neglect. Something more violent. So like you said, fighting, something you can get in trouble for in school. Just coming from that background, you're prone to getting in those situations that could cause you to get incarcerated. Although association with delinquent peers is recognized precursor and ongoing delinquency problems, youth and juvenile justice system are commonly prescribed intervention services. So you guys know what intervention services are? It's an intervention service. Yeah, something you do outside of school, outside of home, that helps you kind of guide your life in the right direction so you're not making bad choices. Yeah, youth challenge. Our guys who come after that, that's another example of services, right? Home services, like in downtown, we help the homeless people. So there is services in the community that are designed to help people and to curb your decision making so that you guys can stay out of prison. Like I say, guys, once you end up in big boy jail or big girl jail, your life is going to be changed forever because it's a very scary, dangerous place to be. You guys don't want to end up there. And it can happen really easy just based on those reasons I gave you earlier, right? Your parents are fighting out drugs, alcohol. You're out hanging out with your friends, everybody gets arrested. Oh, we're in a stolen car. Now you're looking at Grand Theft Auto. You know what I mean? It's really easy to get wrapped up in these situations that could cause you long-term effects. So what I want you guys to be aware of is how easy it is to get caught up in the incarceration system. And once you're in the juvenile system, how hard it is to get out. Yeah, that's really the hard part, is getting out. And then, if you do get out, getting caught back up to where your peers were the time you were in there. So you have to remember those 3 levels of things to keep you guys out of trouble and help to give you a better future. And hopefully, I do this now because I don't want to lose any more lives of my kids, yeah? So I've probably helped probably 2,000 or 3,000 kids I've worked with in my career so far. Out of those few thousand kids, I know just off the top of my head, I've lost their lives close to 30. Yeah, so it's a small percentage, maybe 1, 2, 3%, but still too many. You guys don't need to be getting out there and losing your life for no reason. And somebody could have just told you a right way, or showed you a right way, given you an opportunity to succeed in another way. And this is what my whole thing is about here, and why we all take time out of our day to be here with you guys, so that we can maybe save your life. Yeah? That's what it's about for me. I'm not trying to be your coach or your buddy as much as I'm trying to save your life. If you end up in incarceration, it's going to increase your chances 50% by being in situations that you could be harmed or lose your life, and those ramifications are lifelong. So yeah, in conclusion, I just want to tell you guys some of those facts, and I've shared some of my personal experiences with you guys so you can understand why I do what I do, and do it in the hopes that one day one of you guys will grow up and find out you love to help people too, and we'll be standing in a rundown gym in the back shoots a helo, talking to the kids who might get in trouble one day thinking that they won't. So I appreciate you guys' time. Take to heart what I said, and it would break my heart to lose you guys, because you guys know I care about each and every one of you guys. I know it's easy to make bad choices. The bad choices are always easy to make. It's the good choices that are hard, because maybe your friends are going to be making other choices, or whatever your circumstances that makes that good choice a hard choice. But those hard choices that are good choices are going to make you have a better life. So keep that in mind. Try to make good choices. Summer's right around the corner. Like I said, I would be heartbroken to lose any of you guys, because I honestly care about each and every one of you. So try to do your best to take care of yourselves. And on top of that, take care of each other. If your friend's out there screwing up, be the bigger person. Go out there, pull them out of trouble. Talk to them, maybe reason with them so that they can make better decisions. Because maybe just in that moment, whatever's going on at home is in their mind, and they're forgetting about big picture stuff. And you have a chance in that second, just by being a good friend, to make a big difference for them. So keep that stuff in mind. Stay out of trouble. Love you guys, and have a good summer. Back to work.